Hey guys, what's up? Today I got an RU match. This one is against Dropper 24, and as you can see, he's got a Torkoal. So some people left some comments yesterday about how Torkoal gets Rapid Spin, and it's weird because when I first saw Torkoal, I thought like the glowing spots on its shell were its eyes, and then its like neck and face were the tail. So I'm like, why the hell does this thing get Rapid Spin? And then I'm like, oh wait, it's a turtle, cause Tor for tortoise and Torkoal. And I'm like, yeah, so when people mentioned that yesterday that he gets rapid spin, it reminded me of that. I already knew that. It's just I was confused previously as to why he got it, and I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna lose Slow King because I don't really have anything to lead with, and anything else, like I'm thinking Torkoal might want to lead and Hariyama, and it's like Slowking can take both of them, and there's really nothing except his Scyther that's really threatening to my Slowking. So I'm gonna go with that. He's gonna lead with Hariyama instead and fake out me, and that's gonna do like absolutely nothing. Then he's gonna switch on my Scald, which is fine. I was hesitant about going for the Scald in the first turn because I'm like, I don't want to give him Guts if he doesn't have the orb, but he does, so it's whatever. So I go for it. Does no damage to his Lantern. I'm going to switch out to my Roselia because even the Ice Beam probably won't do a whole lot because I am defensive with a Violite, and yes, it's super effective, but it's not Stab, and etc. But he's actually going to be the Parafusion set, which is really annoying. But not really too big of a deal. I'm just going to go for the Giga Drain. This is one of my more offensive Roselias. I did say earlier that I was sort of sick of having like Aromatherapy, Leech Seed, Spikes, Toxic Spikes, Sleep Powder sets, that just couldn't attack. So I figured this set's a nice Rest Talk offensive, not offensive, I mean, it's a defensive set, but, that sort of thing. But yeah, now I'm going to switch my Slowking because I figure he's going to want to switch to his Torkoal now that he's gotten Parafusion up. And that's exactly what he's going to do. I'm going to go for the Scald as he switches into his Absol. I'm not really sure why he switched straight into the Absol. Probably should have went into it after going into something like a Hariyama, predicting the Psychic attack. But yeah, he's going to take a ton of damage and get burned, which is perfect. There you see the Pursuit really does nothing, so even if he didn't get burned, I still would have been able to kill him with another Scald. I'm just going to go for the Slack Off in case he wants to go for the Night Slash. And even if he got a crit, I'm pretty sure I still would have been able to slack off that damage even if I survived a little bit extra, whatever. I'm going to go to Porygon here, predicting him to switch into his Hariyama, I get? No. What was I thinking he'd switch into? I can't remember, but I just went to it because I knew he'd switch. Oh, that's why I switched, because I'm thinking he's Scarf, so he's probably locked into Pursuit. So I switch out, recover it all from Generator anyways, and then I'm in there against a burned Pursuit locked Absol, and I can set up an Agility, which will be perfect for killing his Scyther. But then I realized that I can't kill his Lantern, and I don't want to get paralyzed. So I'm going to switch to Roselia, go for the Giga Drain. He's going to switch out and go to Scyther now, and that's really going to do nothing. I'm going to switch to my Crystal, thinking I can take the hit, but he's going to get a crit, which is kind of unfortunate because I really wish I had that extra like 100 HP or so. Well, 70-ish. But yeah, here I'm going to go for the Stone Edge because I figure he's probably going to be a bulky set, and I really don't want to let him get set up, as opposed to going for the Stealth Rocks, which he can probably Rapid Spin with his Torkoal anyways. And that won't really be a big deal. I need to set them up when Torkoal's not in and Scyther's not in. That way, either of them switching in takes the damage. But I'm going to go to my Slowking here because Hariyama's kind of threatening. And even that non-doubled payback is going to do a lot, which is weird. But I know that even if he has 0 speed investment, 0 speed IVs, he can't be slower than me. So I'm not worried about that doubling of the power. So I'm just going to stay in and go for the Psy Shock to try and kill him off. But he's going to switch to his Absol, which he should have done earlier. I described, switch your Hariyama first, then on the Psychic move, go back here. Now he's going to go for the Night Slash. I'm still confident that he can't kill me, and he's going to do nothing, even with a crit that would have not even come close to killing me. So I'm just going to slack it all off. Well, not all of it, but leftovers is going to help me out, restore that last little bit, and he is going to succumb to his burn, which is fine because when you've got a Scarfed Burned physical attacker, you really don't care. He's going to switch to his Porygon here. I figure he's probably going to be Nasty Plot, but you know what? I've got Calm Mind, so I can set up sort of with him, and once I get a comfortable spot where I can 2-hit KO him, I'll just go for the attacks if he tends to get greedy. But then I forgot that he gets Dark Pulse, and I'm like, shit. It's still not going to kill me, so that's fine. I can get a hit off. I'm hoping for the burn just to do that extra little bit of damage. But unfortunately, I already got my luck for this battle in burning his Absol, so I'm not going to get it, which is, it's okay. But he is pretty low in health, although I do want to save my Slowking still because it's going to be useful against his Torkoal and his Lantern, despite it having the potential Thunderbolt. So I'm going to fodder something out. I'm like, I don't want to fodder out my Porygon. I don't want to fodder out my Krookodile, obviously, because he's my check to his Sizzle, or Scyther, rather. And Moltres, as soon as it gets rocks up, is going to be annoying, and it's like he's got a water, electric, and a fire Pokemon, so it's like he's not going to be breaking through those walls. So I had to fodder something, and that seemed like the best choice. It took me a little while to decide that, but I'm like, whatever. Then I'm going to go with my Krookodile, and I'm going to kill him. I obviously don't want to go for the Earthquake, because Scyther will be immune to that. If not for a Scyther, I'd be fine, because, Earthquake wrecks everything else. But I go for Crunch. He's going to switch to Torkoal, who is going to absorb those crunches very easily, even with the +1, because I am Scarfed, which is perfect, because I almost, I picked my Scarfed one first, and I'm like, ooh, my Life Orb set. Maybe I should bring that one instead. But I'm so glad I didn't, because Scyther would have screwed me so bad. I'm going to switch into my Roselia, thinking he'll want to Yawn or Stealth Rocks. Even the Lava Plume probably shouldn't do that much damage, and it's going down. I'm like, shit. But that's a crit, too. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I shouldn't have taken that much damage. And you get the burn. So I'm like, hey, cool, you're getting all sorts of hacks like normal. But I really can't do anything, because this is actually a Rest Talk with Giga Drain and HP Fire. I might change it. I might take out Sleep Talk for Sleep Powder, because that's pretty good. Because Sleep is really the best status in the game, other than Freeze. But Freeze you can't induce. You can only get lucky on. But yeah, so I'm going to switch my Crustle here and take the Yawn, because I figure Crustle is the most useless Pokemon, because even if he goes for the Yawn, I can still set up my rocks. And yeah, here I'm thinking he's going to switch to his Hariyama like he did last time, so I don't want to go for the Stone Edge flat out. So I'm going to go for the Stealth Rocks. He is unfortunately going to predict that very nicely and go straight for the Rapid Spin as I fall asleep and make that last turn pretty useless. But, if I had gone for the Stone Edge, it would have done nice damage, but really not that much, I guess, because he is really bulky and I'm defensive, so it's not like it's stab super effective, but I don't know, it would have done a nice chunk, I guess. I'll have to check that out later. But I'm going to go Slowking because I know he can't really do anything to me because he can't break Sleep Claws, and Lava Plume, Stealth Rocks, and Rapid Spin are not going to do anything to a Slowking. So I'm content to switch into that. He's going to go into his Lantern, and I'm thinking he's going to want to T-Wave me first, which is actually good because now I don't need a Sleep Fodder. I can go into Slowking to completely wall his Torkoal. Before, if I didn't have Sleep Fodder and he yawned when I switched into Slowking, that would be bad. But now that I'm paralyzed, he can't do anything. His Torkoal is essentially useless as long as my Slowking is alive. And I plan to keep it alive because only Scyther is annoying, but he's going to confuse me also, so I figure I can go for the +2 with the Calm Mind because assuming he doesn't have any investment, Thunderbolt's going to do a quarter, so it's really not that big of a deal. So I really just have to stall him out, essentially, basically just break through the Parafusion. I'm at +2, and I'm using Psyshock, which is going to hit his much weaker defensive side. And that's going to do a ton of damage. He's going to go for the Thunderbolt here. You see it does about 78 damage, which is somewhere around half my lefties, more or less, I think. Let's just see that. Yeah, lefties is 24, so a quarter, or third. Yeah, that makes sense. He's going to go for the Confuse Ray again as a breakthrough. Unfortunately, I'm not even going to get a Psyshock off, which is kind of annoying. But that's Parafusion, that's how it works, and that's what it's supposed to do. Here's going to switch out into his Scyther, which is kind of risky because if I had just been going for the Skull this whole time to try and get the burn for residual damage and I hit him, that would have done a lot and potentially burned him, making him pretty damn useless. He's going to get the Swords Dance up, predicting the switch, but I'm confident enough to stay in because I know he's probably a Violate and he can't, he's definitely a Violet because he's not Life Orb, so unless he's Choice Banded, which I don't think he would be, because a Violet's a pretty popular set, he's going to take a ton of damage and not be able to OHKO me, even with a Bug Bite. He's going to get the Swords Dance up. Skull doesn't burn, unfortunately, but I'm going to switch to my Roselia because it's kind of useless. Yeah, it walls his Lantern, but so does Slowking, and Slowking's way more important. So I'm just going to fodder out Roselia, because it can't do anything to Torkoal or Scyther, really. Well, it can hit Scyther with HP Fire, but again, it's not going to do that much, and he kills me first anyways. So go to Krookodile. He's going to make the smart move, assuming I am Scarfed, which I obviously am. Wait, no, sorry. He already knows I'm Scarfed because I killed his Porygon before. Because, wait, actually, isn't Krookodile's base speed 92? 92 or 87, I don't know. I had this one battle with with Rich and Art Fury like a long time ago, and I always forget about Krookodile's speed. I think it's 92. So I don't think he knew how to Scarf, but he's going to make the safe play anyways and go into a potential Death Fodder because Slowking kind of walls him like completely. And that Stonehenge is going to miss anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But Slowking's going to come in and take the payback, and the close combat payback would have been slightly stronger, being base 100 as opposed to 90, but I don't think it would have been enough to kill me, per se. Either way, I'm glad he went for that close combat, and yeah, then I'm just going to kill him with a Psy Shot because he has no dark types left, and that's fine. Now he's going to switch into his Scyther. I know he's probably going to just want to kill me, and I'm just going to fodder up my Crustle because, as I explained earlier, I don't need it as sleep fodder anymore. He's going to go for the Aerial Ace. It's not even going to kill, so I'm like, okay, he's definitely a Violite if the lack of +2 Scald, you know, killing him before didn't land that in your for certain zone. He's going to go for the Sword Stance here, which kind of sucks. I thought he'd just want to kill me, but knowing that I'm going to be asleep for sure, that's fine. I'm thinking he's going to want to get a little greedy, I guess, but he's going to just Aerial Ace me, which is like, fuck. Or sorry, he didn't Sword Stance before, he roosted. That's right. Because I'm thinking, wait, if he Sword Stance before, why did this Aerial Ace not kill me? Anyways, so he roosted before. Now I'm thinking he's going to Sword Stance. So I'm going to switch out to Slowking. He actually Aerial Aces, which is unfortunate. But I'm still going to be able to regenerate her back more than I lost. And, yeah, I'm going to switch out Fodder out my thing. Go into Krookodile. And now I'm going to scare him out, but not really, because he's going to stay in thinking I'll overpredict, I guess. But no, I'm going to just go for the Stone Edge. It's going to hit. Maybe he thought he could just flat out live it. It's going to kill him, which is perfect. If he lived that, I would have lost. Definitely, like absolutely would have lost. But because he didn't, I'm fine. I'm going to switch out here because I know a +1 Stone Edge won't really do all that much damage. And I'd rather him be locked in on a Earthquake. And if I can get him in after foddering something out to kill his Lantern, that'll be perfect. I'm going to go to my Slowking because, as I explained earlier, he's a perfect wall to his Torkoal. Can't do anything to it. Gonna go for the Slack Off. Kind of could have just went for the Calm Mind, but you know what? Whatever. Slack Off works. And he's gonna switch to his Lantern. At this point, I'm like, he's probably gonna want to go to the Confuse Ray, so I'm just gonna go for the Psyshock just to add a little bit of extra damage before I go for the switch out. Doesn't really matter because I'm gonna hit myself with Confusion anyways. Here, I'm confident that he's gonna want to go for the Thunderbolt, so I'm gonna switch out just to be sure that he doesn't want to get cool and go for the Ice Beam with the Scald to hit my Krookodile, because I definitely need that. And he is, in fact, going to go for the Ice Beam, thinking I'll just switch to my Krookodile to take the Thunderbolt. So that is perfect. Porygon doesn't even take half from that, so I'm going to go for the Tri-Attack. And I know this will only do about half. And it freezes, and I'm like, yes! Finally, some hacks. But he dethaws right away, and I'm like, fuck! Finally, some not hacks. Hits me with another Ice Beam? I don't know, I guess thinking that he'll go for the Thunderbolt for the stab to kill me, so I'll switch to Krookodile. I really don't care. I'm just here to fodder out, because at this point I know that after one Tri-Attack, an Earthquake is going to kill it. It's going to give me enough power to 2-hit KO his Torkoal easily, even if I get the burn after the first Earthquake. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm planning. He's going to paralyze me. I'm not really sure why. I mean, it makes him outspeed me, but if I had to switch to either of my Pokemon, that would have done nothing. He really should have just went for the attack again, because yeah, yeah. But I'm going to go to Krookodile knowing that he's absolutely not going to take an Earthquake, even if he's max HP, max defense, which he probably isn't. I'm going to get my Moxie boost, and as I said, this +1 Earthquake is going to do about 3/4 to his Torkoal, so even if he burns me with his Lava Plume, not really worried. So unless he gets a crit burn again, then I should be fine, and even if he does, Slowking still walls the hell out of this Torkoal. So, go for the Earthquake, does about 3/4, as I said. He's going to hit me with a Lava Plume. He burns me, not a crit, so really not worried. I'm still going to be able to kill him, and that is exactly what's going to happen on this 51st turn of this battle. 3 days in a row, I have 40+ long-ass turn battles, so kind of getting like, can't I just have a nice 20-turn kind of mini-sweep-ish battle? But, you know, whatever. It works, so that's fine. Hope you guys enjoyed. The battle was pretty cool. Nice and got sort of tricky around there. Good team comps against each other. I mean, if he didn't have that Scyther, I kind of could have ran over him with Earthquake. But you know what? He did, so that's great. So, like I said, good battle, and hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.